tonight on Live from the Theater Basement. Since launching on December 13th of last year, this is the first time Live from the Theater Basement is rebroadcasting an interview. We're doing so because of last week's tragic bicycle accident in downtown Flagstaff. That accident on May 28th killed one bicyclist. Other bicyclists remain in the hospital with serious injuries. Among those in the hospital are one of tonight's guests, Dapper Dre from Museum of Contemporary Art of Flagstaff. Dre is a Viola Award winner, a bicycle advocate, and a lover of the Flagstaff community. Enjoy Cazo and Dre telling you all about MOCAF in an interview from a previous episode of Live from the Theater Basement from November 15th, 2020. Please excuse any technical issues. This was a preview episode before the show even premiered. But under the circumstances, we thought it was worth rebroadcasting the interview. Please join us from Live from the Theater Basement and wish Dre and all of the bicyclists a very speedy recovery. And the GoFundMe Bicyclists Fundraiser is attached to this program. Dapper Dre and Cazo Seronde with Museum of Contemporary Art Flagstaff tonight on Live from the Theater Basement.
Celebrating excellence in the arts and sciences, the Viola Awards recognize artists, educators, organizations, and leaders who make positive contributions to the arts and sciences in Flagstaff. Tickets to the Viola Awards are available now at Flagstaff Arts Council. It's your opportunity to support all of the arts in Flagstaff. Get your tickets today.
I'm your host tonight, Bailey Cunningham. Tonight's correspondent, Jamey Hasapis, speaks with the directors of Museum of Contemporary Art Flagstaff, or MOCAF, Dapper Dre and Cazo Seronde. Tonight, here on Live from the Theater Basement.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, welcome, Andres and Cazo. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing pretty good.
All right. Dre, can you tell us a bit about MOCAF, how it started? I believe it was, 3 years ago? Or am I
would actually,
longer than that?
I'll let Cazo speak to that as executive director. He has a better timeline on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Will Ambrose and I founded MOCAF, the Museum of Contemporary Arts Flagstaff, in 2013 as a pop-up show in our warehouse, living space, basically. It was just a place for us to show visual arts that was a little bit more contemporary in Flagstaff back in 2013. We just felt like there was a space that was needed for that, so we just made our warehouse home into a gallery, and we had our first MOCAF show. Since 2013, we've been having pop-up shows featuring contemporary artists, working artists of the Flagstaff and Northern Arizona since then. It's basically been about 2 to 3 shows a year. And we finally got our brick and mortar space about 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, and 501c nonprofit status about 1 year ago.
Oh, nice. So what are some of the artists that you have there? Who are some of them? And, what kind of variety do you have there?
Really, MOCAF's mission is to support all local artists, no matter their medium. We have 4 artists in the space now: photographer, 2 painters, and then a sound designer, sort of a sound artist. And those are the studio spaces that we have in the space currently. We host our events, go from poets to dance to aerial art to installation art, but a big focus on visual arts, but we're moving more and more into the performative space.
Because I remember about 3 years ago, I guess that's when you got the space. I actually went to that night. I actually met you that night, but a lot of people were there that night. So
yeah,
lots of action going on. It was packed. It was wonderful. So what are you guys doing now with COVID? How are you dealing with that?
So I would say over the summer, at least, we were able to pivot just enough. We teamed up with some other artists, Seronde tribe, who coordinated some Navajo Hopi relief storage and distribution out of our main gallery space, since we had to kind of shut that down from any events. But we were also able to have pretty successful bicycle ride art tours called Social Distance, which were much more on the performance art side and musicality, dance, movement, that kind of thing, over the summer. So at least we were still able to interact with the artistic community that way. And with this upcoming winter, we are currently assessing what we're doing with our gallery space, but we've also been interacting still in the digital medium with our month-to-month feature, Creative of the Month, which is highlighting different artists, not only working, again, within the COVID time period, but also just folks who have been working on their skills, trying to highlight them still in this time of not being able to necessarily show at the gallery.
How can people access those videos?
We have go ahead, Dre.
Primarily, we're working on Instagram and Facebook right now.
Okay. Do you have announcements that you put out, or what? How do you focus on that? You just post them up there, or are you asking them as well?
So far,
right now we're
just
just posting
directly
mostly to Instagram. That's our main medium that links to Facebook, but we're working on our website so that we can have that full catalog offered as people access that.
Oh, cool. Cazo, can you tell me when is that website going to be coming up for folks, or
we'll
is
have
there a
it up
timeline
before
for that?
Christmas. Yep.
Oh, before Christmas.
Yeah, we'll have it up before Christmas. Yeah, we're on the works of it right now. We've been leaning heavily on Instagram and Facebook for the last year, and actually since MOCAF started. But it's time, as our calendar starts to fill up and we really start to delineate, events further in the future than just, next month. Having a calendar and a space to go to for that calendar, and to just like have, a little bit more flexibility in updating. We're going to have our own website up before Christmas.
So, Cazo, can you also tell me, do you guys jury the artists coming in? How do artists find out about the space and promoting their modern art?
Well, from the beginning, we've always wanted to focus on artists that didn't have an existing platform, or at least a smaller platform. So non-established artists, focused on artists who were not showing in the downtown galleries or through the university, like artists that were working really hard but maybe weren't as recognized for their work. So we always keep that in mind, especially with our Creative of the Month. It's not so much that they're like lesser known artists, but maybe artists that aren't as well known in Flagstaff. And just like really acknowledging the work ethic and the time and the process that it takes to be an artist, and especially in these times. But the process goes through the board. We have a board of 14 people, a diverse board of Flagstaff, of people from all over Flagstaff, Arizona. We have just a selection process through the board.
Mm-hmm. And how do they find the artists?
I mean, it's just relying on the local networks as of now. I mean, we get a lot of feedback from our Facebook page. Lots of artists will reach out to us. Friends of artists will say, hey, please go check out this person. And we just make a list of these people and send it into our board. And our board kind of decides which will be our Creative of the Month, or if we have upcoming shows.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So are there any other plans for the future as far as some big exhibits or events that you guys are planning?
So coming up shortly, we're teaming up with Jill Sands of the Heartbox Gallery right in the center of downtown. we're going to be doing a pop-up holiday artisan market on Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Again, not only the 28th this year as far as date is concerned. Again, dependent on weather, always crossing our fingers for that, as well as always reading the current COVID reports. That's always going to be the trickier parts of that right now. That's in the near future. A little bit further out, we're working on the culminating exhibit of the Creative of the Months. As we've released them, selected them month to month, we're having all the featured artists come together and are going to have a feature show at the gallery. We're still working on what that is going to look like, if that is a limited in-person view, is that also coupled with a digital showcase. There's a couple things that still need to kind of flesh out within again, how we use our spaces right now. So hopefully that's projected for March as far as that bigger show with the culmination of the Creative of the Months from this past year.
Oh, nice. I didn't ask this question earlier, but can you guys tell us where you're located? Cazo.
Our main gallery, since 2013, we've just been using unutilized warehouse spaces all over town. 3 years ago, we got a warehouse at 555 Blackbird Roost in, West Flagstaff, just a little bit behind Plaza Viejo, Natural Grocers there in Flagstaff. It's a pretty large warehouse, 2 garage doors, big open area. The aerial artists had their dance studio in there for a while. Historically, it's been a motorcycle repair shop, but we've been able to utilize it and have artist studios upstairs and a gallery space down below. We've been there for 2.5 years, and we're really looking forward to getting back to utilizing it, even if it has to be in a limited capacity.
Oh, great! That sounds wonderful. So, is there anything else you'd like to mention about MOCAF to our listeners and viewers? Dre?
I would say, again, when you asked, how people either are selected, interact with us, whatever that may be, part of it is that local network, but part of it is always folks who have any kind of idea, who need a space to fulfill that kind of creative outlet. Please reach out to us. We'll work with you however we possibly can. I'd like to offer, that sense that it's about 1,000 square foot space that's, can be filmed in, could be used for rehearsal space, could be used for one-off, again, creative projects of all sorts. And we're more than happy to add our talents if we at all can add to the experience. And also to just, for everybody, not only who supports us, but to support all our local nonprofits at this time as best you can, whether it is, people tuning in not only to this show and your upcoming or theatricals as organizations, upcoming productions, but keeping in mind that we're all in this kind of waiting and stasis period right now, looking to come out of it as strong as possible. So with donations, with interactions, with creative input, we'll hopefully be in a place to continue to bring good programming coming out of these restrictions with COVID. So just continue to interact with your nonprofits as best you can.
Okay. Well, we are out of time. Thank you both for joining us for Live from the Theater Basement.
Coming to Flagstaff in 2023, the Dark Sky Arts and Idea Festival. Dozens of arts leaders throughout Flagstaff are planning for the city's largest collaborative arts festival. If you're a leader in the arts of Flagstaff, you're welcome to join the planning. Dark Sky Arts and Ideas Festival, coming in 2023.
You just heard tonight's 10 Minutes Arts interview with correspondent Jamey Hasapis and guests Dapper Dre and Cazo Seronde from Museum of Contemporary Art, Flagstaff. Please remember to go to the Bicyclists Fundraiser on GoFundMe. The link is attached to this program. If you're listening to the podcast version, the GoFundMe link is in the program summary. If you're watching the video streaming version, you can hit pause, and the link is right there in the credits. Our correspondent this evening is Jamey Hasapis. Your host tonight is myself, Bailey Cunningham. Our guests are Dapper Dre and Cazo Seronde. Again, you can find the Bicyclists Fundraiser at GoFundMe.com. Live from the theater basement is produced by Jamey Hasapis and Linda Sutera. Our engineer is Matt Brewer. Our technicians are Noah Bessler, Ava Haynes, and Jaden Roberts. Associate producers are Virginia Brown, Ashley Larson, Joe Maniglia, and Michael Roulon. The crew are Bailey Cunningham, Casey Garcia, Madison Hartson, Angela Keith, Malene LeBerge, Justin Moscow, Christopher Celestua, and Sel Wasson. Dramaturgy is by Theatricos Artistic Committee. Play curation is by Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase. Our executive producer is Chris Verrill. Again, please go to the Bicyclists Fundraiser GoFundMe. Again, that is attached to this program if you would like to support the victims of this tragic bike accident in downtown Flagstaff last week. Live from the theater basement, streaming live on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and available wherever you get your podcasts, is a production of Theatricos Theater Company in partnership with Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase and Deuteran Films. Theatricos Theater Company, Flagstaff, Arizona, is the theater company of Northern Arizona and the Grand Canyon. Embracing the spirit of Broadway with shows like the boisterous backyard battle Native Gardens, which is opening July 24th, and the anti-Shakespearean comedy I Hate Hamlet, opening October 1st. And don't forget to check out Theatrikids educational summer camps, now accepting enrollments at theatricos.com. Live from the theater basement, the weekly podcast streaming show from Theatricos Theater Company alternates between 10-minute short plays and interviews with Arizona arts leaders. If you, as a listener viewer, have input, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at theater@theatricos.com. Again, that's theater with an R-E at theatricos.com. Live from the theater basement streams on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. and is available wherever you get your podcasts. It is funded in part by the Flagstaff Arts Council at #CreativeFlagstaff and the Arizona Community Foundation. Additional funding from Arizona Commission on the Arts, Flagstaff 365, BBB Revenue of the City of Flagstaff, CAF Country Radio, and patrons of the arts like you. Thank you for joining us from Live from the Theater Basement. This is Theatricos. Coming up next week on Live from the Theater Basement, it's an evening of spoken word. Some of Flagstaff's most wonderful poets strut their stuff. Next Sunday, June 13th at 7:30 p.m. and wherever you get your podcasts.